Hey everyone, how are we doing? Happy Wednesday evening, day 21 post-op for me. I don't know why the dog decides to bound out his dog door every time I go live, but that's just becoming a thing. Day 21 post-op from my bariatric surgery. Time for a check-in. So last night I shared with you all three kind of weird physical things that were going on with me, and I was wondering whether they were a side effect of the surgery, and I mentioned that I had emailed the surgeon's office. So late this afternoon I did get a response from the surgeon's office. Hey gorgeous Jess, how you doing? So I thought I'd give you guys a bit of an update. So as a recap, the weird three physical things going on with me are at the moment dizziness, lightheadedness when standing up or even when standing for extended periods of time. So they have come back to me saying that typically this would be a sign of either dehydration or not enough food intake. So she said make sure that I'm getting a minimum of 1.5 litres of water in a day, which I am, and having at least, having 3 planned meals a day, which I am. And she suggested if I'm not up to that level of having a quarter of a cup per meal yet, which I am I'm sitting at about 1/3 of a cup is kind of the size of my meals at the moment. So she did say if I wasn't at that quarter of the cup that I might need to move to 4 or 5 meals a day. Otherwise, I do need to head to my GP for a blood pressure check. So that will be a phone call I'll make tomorrow, see if I can get myself in there for an appointment just to get the blood pressure checked. I figure if I get that checked, then maybe I do need to up my food intake, but I ticked off those minimums that she gave me anyway. So we'll head and get the blood pressure checked. The other physical side effect I've been getting is the pins and needles. That one she had no explanation for and did suggest again that would be a GP visit. So make a phone call tomorrow and see what's happening. I've had a lot of people, particularly in Christchurch anyway, I'm not sure about the rest of New Zealand, but a lot of Christchurch people tell me over the last few days that their GPs are no longer seeing people. They're only doing phone consults, obviously with Omicron here. So I'll make a phone call tomorrow and see how that goes, because I'm not sure how they're going to check my blood pressure over the phone, but I'm sure they'll have a way. And the third physical effect that I've been having is these crazy dreams. Very vivid, crazy, abstract dreams and very restless sleep. Again, she said that that's very normal, which I had already figured out yesterday from my own research, that it is a side effect of the anesthetic still being in my system. It can of course take up to a month for that to completely leave your system, and it combines with a very big change in the stomach hormones. So a particular hormone that your stomach does produce, of course by bypassing my stomach I've completely thrown those levels off. So those things together do create a very restless sleep for a period of time. She has suggested that I can add some, oh Jess, that is good to know, bargain chemists do free blood pressure checks. Thank you, good to know. Where was I going? Restless sleep. She has suggested that adding magnesium 400 mg a day into me. She gave me a list of stuff that I could go by. Could be helpful. However, she did have a follow-up question with that, which was that magnesium can have a diuretic effect. So she did caution me. She said it would be very normal at this point in time for me to be having very, very loose stools, bowel motions, not diarrhea, but very loose, and she'd be correct. So she said if that is the state that I'm at, then I probably don't want to be adding magnesium, and it's something that I'm going to have to wait out. She did actually also mention the stool colour being a very, very pale colour. I hadn't brought that up, but she said, and by the way, if your stool colour is a very, very pale unusual colour, don't be alarmed. That is a component of the malabs. How do we say that word? Absorption. The malabsorption of the surgery. So I don't know whether my poo is going to be a weird colour forever going forward, but it's interesting. Yeah, nothing like a change, right? Change is good as a holiday. So really the outcome of that was I do need to go to see my GP, check up on the pins and needles, have the BP, blood pressure checked, and wait out the weird dreams, really, is the way we go. But good to know I can go and get my blood pressure checked at Bargain Chemist if the GP is not open. Of course, they can give me advice on the pins and needles over the phone, but not so much a blood pressure. So I'll make some phone calls tomorrow and see how that goes. I am feeling absolutely shattered tonight. More shattered than I've felt for probably a week. So yesterday marked the 1 week since I started my multivitamin, and I was told once I got 7 days of that into me that I would be feeling a whole lot better in terms of energy, and I can that word, Joe. That's what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean. It's fine. We've got each other. So I can definitely see the energy levels have picked up from that. But tonight I am feeling absolutely shattered. So today was the first day that I have spent truly out and about since surgery. So I dropped my boy to school this morning, and then I headed out for a bit of self-care and just odd job stuff that needed to happen. So I got my nails done first and foremost, which was very exciting. I do love getting my nails done. So they're gone. They're good for another 4 weeks now. And then just headed into Christchurch, Tower Junction, various shops that I needed to go to, supplies I needed to buy that I just had a list kind of slowly racking up over the last 3 or 4 weeks. And I was busy until it was time to come back to school for pickup again. And at the time, I actually had a school mum say to me, "Oh, how are you feeling? Like, that's a big day out for you recently." And at the time, I'm like, actually, I feel fine. Like, I'm feeling good. I haven't, energy level hasn't dropped. I'm feeling good. And she did say to me, bless her, to be kind to myself over the next 24 hours because it might hit me tomorrow. And it has hit me now. I am ready for bed. It's funny, the things you take for granted that suddenly become really tough. Like, a day out like that is nothing to me normally, right? So it's so easy to forget that I'm still struggling a little bit. A multivitamin that sits okay in your tummy. Yes, I have been very lucky with that, Joe. I was warned by the dietitian. So there are various different multivitamins that they recommend for this post-surgery stage. And the dietitian did say to me that lots of people struggle to find one, that it can just create all sorts of issues with your new tummy. It can cause pain and all sorts of things. She recommended the one that in her experience has had the least amount of ill effects, which is the Clinician's Multivitamin and Mineral Boost. I'm reading it from here. And I've been totally fine. It does state that you should take it 30 minutes after eating, so that's the closest that you'll get to on a full tummy. 30 minutes after eating. I did that for the first couple of days and then went, I'm never going to remember to do this, let's just give it a try, taking it at bedtime, and I've been totally fine. So I just take it at bedtime and it's been not a slightest issue at all for me. So I'm not getting any aftertaste, nothing like that. So I've been really lucky, very lucky with that, because I am well aware that some people really struggle finding one. 2 minutes you were vomiting. Yeah, no, see, I haven't had it. This one's just a capsule. It's just a capsule that you swallow. It's been totally fine. So I've been lucky there. Very well aware. Otherwise, yeah, actually, there is something else to report. For the first day today, so today, for the first day since surgery, so what's that, 3 weeks on Monday, 22 days ago, I put a real bra on, because I have been wearing like a super soft just crop top because I've had a lot of pain in my tummy, and the bra just was really, the underwire was not sitting comfortably. When you've got G's, the underwire has a bit of pressure behind it, right? So I put the old bra on today, and while that was a little bit exciting, like, you know, again, we're back to a bit of normality, a little bit depressing of, you know, we're back to wearing one of these every day. Like, they're a little bit flappy. My 18 GG bra, which fitted me beautifully prior to surgery, yeah, we could definitely do with some chicken fillets or something in to fill them up at the moment. So one of my fears was losing too much of my breasts. I have always been a larger breasted girl. That's just been me, and I've been quite happy with me being that way. Don't get me wrong, I would be quite happy to go down to like a double D kind of like all day long. But they're shrinking already. I found that a little bit depressing. I'm like, yay, I'm losing weight, but not my boobies. So yeah, that happened today as well. The things that change, right? Double D, and now if you're lucky, you're a C. Yeah. Flappy bra, right, Mel? I know. Flappy bra. And I'm like, bras are lots of money. I do have some bras in there that I was very kindly gifted from my gorgeous friend who gifted me all the clothes and the different sizes, but I'm nowhere near fitting any of those yet. So I was thinking that maybe if I wear a tighter top, I'll just put chicken fillets in it until I really can't get away with it anymore. Flappy bra. You know, this journey, it's a no holds barred, right? I've told you about my poo colour, my poo consistently, and now my flappy bra. Welcome to the life that is Marie. Anyway, I'm going to cut it short there. I am going to head to bed. I feel like I even look exhausted, big bags under my eyes, but it has been a good day being out and about, that little bit of normality almost again. Do I have a happy goal weight you're working towards? That is an interesting question, Michelle. So when I went to my first surgeon's appointment, they of course weigh you, and I came in at that 143 kilograms, and they do their little calculations, put your height in and stuff. And he said to me that, of course, everybody's different, but as a good goalpost, that I could expect to be about 80 kilos 1 year out from surgery. So that's a good 60 kilo loss. To me, that just seems unrealistic. The last time I weighed under 100 kilos, 20 years ago, at least, probably more. And then when I went in to meet the psychologist for my pre-op talk with her, she asked me, did I have a goal weight in mind? And I said to her, I said, look, if I can get to double digits and get to a weight in the double digits that I can just, you know, 2 or 3 kgs either side, flop around in there. So if I can get to like 95, if I lived at 99, 95 for the rest of my life, I would be the happiest person on earth. And she sniggered a little bit and she goes, how would you feel if you weigh less than that? I'm like, oh, look, I'm totally okay for that, but, you know, 95 is my dream number. And she's like, yeah, you'll be less than that. But it just seems unobtainable. It seems unrealistic. It just doesn't seem like that could happen. I mean, realistically, logically, statistically, you know, that's how my brain works. I know it will, but my gut's like, no, mate, if we can get to 95, we'll be happy. So we'll just see how that goes. We'll see how we go. But yes, certainly the surgeon's recommended ideal weight for me was around the 80 kilo mark. So that was like 63 kilos off my starting weight. So that's bizarre. I remember thinking at the time, I'm like, 80 kilos, I'm sure like one of my thighs weighs that. So we'll see how we go. Yes, we'll do it together, Joe. We can totally do it. And Mal and everyone else that's on here, Michaela, everyone else that has had these surgeries as well. We will do it together. All right. 40 kg, right, Emma? Like, it's crazy. These people tell you the numbers and they're like straight up being scientific and serious about it. Like, you will weigh, Emma, you will weigh 70 kilos. And you're like, yeah, right. You're dreaming, mate. But science shows we can do it. So, girl power. Let's do it together. All right. This time I'm going to bed. Night all.